Hi, I'm Sharon McCaskey from Mdvs Business Services, offering you another little insight into business TV. Mdvs Business Services, as you know, your small business specialist. With me is Jo Saunders.
Yes.
And you're from?
I'm from Wildfire Social Marketing.
That's right. Now, Jo has actually agreed to come in with me today, and we're going to talk about networking, because how we actually met was at a networking function. Now, let me ask you a question. Why do you think it's important to network, Jo?
Well, you need to get out there, basically. You can't sit in your office by yourself. I mean, as much as you might be motivated, you might be on task. I'm very good at working by myself. But it is lonely. It's a lonely place to be. I mean, you can be online, you can be connecting on Facebook, you can be connecting on LinkedIn, but it's still not, you need to touch someone and,
yes. Yeah. And not only that, people this day and age want to do business with those they know, like, and trust. And the thing about it is, if you know a hairdresser, if you know a beautician, if you know a mechanic, you're not going to go and source one because you already know somebody. So the whole idea of networking is twofold. You should network definitely because it does alleviate loneliness. It gets you out into the industry where you can actually learn new community things that are going on, expos and shows that are going on. It also gives you a chance to learn what other people are doing that are working, and to actually be motivated and excited by other businesses.
And one thing I find is that when I'm out there networking, I'll be chatting about what someone else does. I like to get ideas from that. I go, like, why I could do that. You're not copying. You're getting inspired by something. It might become something like a mechanic, and they might do something a certain way. You think, that's quite an interesting angle.
Absolutely.
So you might take some fresh ideas back to your business, and just actually physically getting out of your space.
Absolutely,
it's
so
just good
important
for your body.
It is. You've got to, because if you're stuck in that one position constantly of basically being in the mindset of I'm a home office, eventually it just gets too lonely, too on top of you. And every single time you go out and network, I guarantee you, once you feel comfortable, now here's the trick, once you feel comfortable in the networking function, it'll actually inspire you, motivate you, and bring you on to actually wanting to go more. Now, as confident as I am, and the person that I am, I still hate going to networking functions when I don't know anybody in the room.
So what do you do, Sharon, in that situation?
Two things. I either ring somebody and I take them with me, but here's the point. I actually walk into the room with them and then we separate.
Yeah.
But they're there if I actually need to have a backup, or I'm feeling like I'm stuck in a room sort of thing. Everybody who goes to a networking function wants to be there to promote their own business. I want to be there to promote my own business. You want to be there to promote your own business. So if everybody's in there wanting to promote their own business, how does it work then that basically everybody wants to talk about them?
It's a lot of noise.
Well, it is, and nothing is ever heard. Good point. So basically what you do is you always become a good listener. The whole idea is to ask them, what do they do about them? The one thing people love talking about is themselves. So find something that is interesting. Have you been here before? Wow, Jo, I love that necklace. Where did you get it from? Oh, you're into social media marketing. Could you tell me a little bit more about that? If you engage them in a conversation, people will jump on you straight away. Now, you've got to watch out for things. If two people are obviously very much face-to-face and looking at each other, they're in intensely private conversation. Don't interfere with that.
So how do you break into a conversation? Say you've just arrived, people are talking. How do you just...
Do you know what I do? I actually walk up to the host and I actually say, I'm new here. I don't know anyone. Could you introduce me?
Excellent.
I do that constantly.
Idea. Yeah.
The other thing as well is that smile. If you always see that one person who's around the room that is on the lookout for somebody else. Now, that's for two reasons. That person's either a person who is in your face constantly and just nobody else wants to talk to them, so avoid them. Or no, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Those ones that basically once you get hold of them, you've got to run to the
toilet. But those people are usually in intense conversation with someone, and someone's trying to back
away from them. Absolutely,
so don't catch eye with them.
Absolutely, but if you do actually catch eyes with someone and you smile, often when they smile, you can walk over and do the same thing. I'm confident enough now to actually walk up to a group of people and say, "Hi, my name's Sharon. I've never been here before. Can I please join you?" And you know, the thing about it is if you walk up to people and you're honest, you're really honest about that, and you've just exposed yourself to every one of them, every person in that group would go, oh, inside. They won't do it publicly, but they'll go, oh, and they'll actually bring you in the group.
Because at one point they were new. And if you can express that feeling, they can relate to it. Go, I was once there. I understand.
Yes.
help you out.
Yeah. Or the second thing is I said, go with somebody and just make sure the two of you go up together. But, you know, the worst thing you can do is go to a networking group and stand in a corner together on your own. And
that's a great point. I used to do a lot of networking. Me and a friend would go together. We'd drive together. But then we started making a pact that it'd be a sitting down sort of function, though. Like, and we'd say, right, we split. There was three of us. We would split up. Yeah. And we'd eventually come back together, but that was our point, because you're not there to network with the people you already know. You're there to meet new people and find out about them.
Exactly.
Discovery.
But I'm involved with the Rockingham Chamber of Commerce. I'm involved with the Peel Chamber of Commerce. I own Rockingham Business Sundowners with Carol Freeling. And I'm also a member of a number of networking groups, because I believe very firmly that 80% of your marketing comes from 20% of people you know. And those 20% of people have got to know, like, and trust you. Now, it's not going to happen overnight.
There's another point, though.
I just want to finish on this one point. It's not going to happen overnight. And many people sit there and go, I went to the chamber once and nobody rang me. It's like, you know what? You've got to put the effort into. And not only that, it's not about getting business. It's about building relationships. And once you've been there maybe 2 or 3 times, then the business will start to come. But you have to give business in order to get business. And you also have to make yourself open, and open being smiling and getting connected. The worst thing you can do is go to a function and not do anything. The hardest thing you can do is go to a function and say hello. But I guarantee you, the second you say hello, somebody will connect with you, and you will enjoy the event. Sorry, you were going to say?
I have no idea what I was going to say, but I was just going to say that, and I do know quite a few colleagues who've said, I've gone to a networking event, I haven't got anything from it. But I explained to them that it takes, and I'm not sure what the number is, I've heard 7 touches of someone before you build up that trust. You can't expect to go to an event and the next day them ring you for business. But over a period of, 5 to 9, wherever that number is, they'll think of you. I know what I was going to say. And you might meet someone and go, well, I'm in social media. That person's a mechanic. They don't need social media. They've already said they're not interested. But you don't know who they know.
Exactly. So if you might need a mechanic.
Exactly. So if I build the trust with that person, they've got a good friend who's I don't know, an accountant and wants a LinkedIn profile, and they'll go, that girl at the meeting, what was her name again? Joe. And connect you.
Exactly.
Joe, that's well done.
Exactly. Because the whole idea of it is that when you're actually making connections and you're out there and dealing with people, you're actually building your business. 12 months after joining these events, and joining these seminars and joining functions, you suddenly realize, oh my God, I've got a network of business people that I can get onto. Sometimes it only takes as much as 3 months. It just depends on your personality and how interactive you're prepared to be. The thing about it is always be positive. Always wear bright colours if you can. Make sure you wear a clear, and bright colours are attractive. Like the blue here, it makes people drawn to you. So if you're in black,
an opening there, because I like coming to go, wow, I love that colour. And actually, I'm a colours person. I mean, you wouldn't know it today, I'm not wearing red. But a lot of people know me for red. I'll say, oh, you're always wearing red. Or, oh, you're not wearing red. How come?
Yes.
Or, that's
that's exactly correct. The thing about it is, too, is that don't smoke. Don't drink too much.
Don't smoke. Are you talking during or before? Right before?
I think full stop.
Because
don't drink before.
Not good.
And it's on your clothes. And it really does. If you can, try not to smoke for half an hour beforehand. Spray yourself, and then definitely not while you're there, because it really does put people off. Don't throw your business cards in someone else's face. If they want to take it, fantastic. If they don't, it's a connection later on. If somebody does give you a business card, though, follow up the next day via email.
But can I give the big not? Don't add them to your mailing list, because that's not an opening for that, because that's
absolutely.
But do make contact, follow up.
Absolutely. Or email them and ask them, do you mind if I add them to my mailing list?
Yeah, definitely.
People will, what's the word for it? They'll forgive anything, or they'll do anything if you ask permission, and that's the way to go.
Don't assume.
Exactly. Bottom line of it is that not every network group is good for you. Personally, BNI doesn't work for me. The reason BNI doesn't work for me is because they have breakfast meetings. Look at this face. This face is not a woman who sleeps in. Oh, well, actually, look at the bags. I mean, seriously, this is a woman that basically does not do mornings well. I know, go figure. So in that capacity, BNI just doesn't work simply because they have breakfast meetings, right? For me,
actually, there's a challenge. If there's a BNI group that doesn't do breakfast, maybe there's one out there.
Yeah, but then there's another thing as well as to whether or not how far one will travel.
Well, there's that too.
So there's that as well. So
then you may travel further to something of value. I mean, I've been known to travel an hour.
Yeah, you come down to our mastermind group.
Yeah, because I think they're fantastic. Whereas
mastermind's great.
There may be a group around the corner that's just no value. So
absolutely.
weigh it all up.
And so basically, make sure you don't smoke, don't swear, don't come with dirty fingernails and just straight out of the bathroom. Don't wear jeans if you can help it. I think that sometimes you can get away with them if they're pressed and tight. It depends on the group and the event. But for most parts, if it's the first time, always put in a bit of an effort to what you wear.
Point, first time, because you don't know the etiquette.
Exactly.
And it's good to be,
exactly.
I mean, it's good to be yourself, but it's good to just be, just observe.
But this is a real big point I want to bring up, Jo, is that many people sit there and they join a Chamber of Commerce and then don't go. Yeah. You can join a Chamber of Commerce 2 times after actually going to an event. So try before you buy, because not everything is going to suit you. Not everything does, right? Now, in saying that, I joined the Peel Chamber of Commerce almost the second after I went down there because I got such a great vibe. I've been a member of the Rockingham Chamber of Commerce for 15 years now. Love both of them, but they're very, very different structures. Even though they're chambers, they're different feels and different things about them. Different people. The people make a chamber. Full stop.
And mix it up a bit. I'm a member of Women in Business. I mean, all right, that's just women, but that's one market, and I'll get a lot of value from that particular group. But then I'm a member of another one called Superior Business Network, which is a mixture. Yes. And then I come down to your event, which is another group of people. Yeah. So it's great to mix it up a bit. Don't limit yourself to say women, or if that's
definitely don't limit yourself to women. As a matter of fact, I think women in business groups are good, and I'm a big supporter of men in business groups too. I think men need to have a place where they can actually network on their own as well. And I know that that's against the norm, but you know what? It's what I believe. The second situation with that is that not everything suits everybody. So find out what suits you and then join what suits you. But don't play only in the one pool. If you only want to work in that one pool, if you have a falling out, you have issues or whatever, or something doesn't go right, you're only going to be stuck in that limited. And not a falling out in the sense that you're going to fall out with somebody, but if a client doesn't like the work you've done, or they've had an issue with you, or you've had an issue with them, it dominoes through. So you need to make sure that you can, go around to a number of places.
It's all about relationships, isn't it? And having the more areas you've got different relationships, it's just, good for credibility. I mean, if you need word of mouth referrals, all that sort of stuff builds into it.
It totally does. So, just join into any group. Don't go with the idea of selling yourself. Do, if you can, go with somebody that you know. If you are scared, everybody else is. No matter whether you've been in business for 5 minutes or whether you've been in business for 5 years, you still get scared. But the rewards are paramount. Hey, thanks for watching Into Business TV. I'm Sharon from Mdvs Business Services. I'd like to thank Jo from
Wildfire Social Marketing.
Get it in the frame. Wildfire Social Marketing.
And just don't be scared. That's the big thing, I think. And if you are really, really scared, ring Sharon. She'll give you some tips.
Absolutely. Well, there's a book that you can download for free on my, at no cost, I should say. No, I hate that word, for free. At no cost, basically on how to network. It answers all these questions. The situation is that whilst you say don't be scared, you are scared. I'm scared. Yeah, but you know what? Perseverance. Get through that scaring. And because I can assure you, the worst thing you can do is back off. So get in there, take a deep breath and go, hi, I'm Sharon. Wow, I love that top you're wearing.
And something to end on, if you do make a mistake, I mean, an event recently, a guy went to shake my hand, tripped and threw beer all over himself.
All right.
He was so embarrassed. He was apologising to me. I mean, he threw it himself. Said, own it. Go with it. You can be beer man. And we made a bit of a joke. So if you see someone do something embarrassing, just go with them, support them, and make it fun so that they don't feel embarrassed.
That's very true too, actually. That is very true. That's true. Well, I don't know how to finish that off now. I don't think I've ever done anything embarrassing, actually. Have I?
Never fallen over? No.
Oh, yes, I was at a Chamber of Commerce function, and the poor woman next to me, they were giving a speech, and the poor woman next to me just fainted. And everybody looked, and I looked down, and I thought, oh my God, she's fainted. So I gave her first aid and everybody else backed off, which was quite funny actually, because it was good. That was what they were supposed to do, is give her air and breathe. And people could obviously see that I knew what I was doing. And that was from my prison days. When I was in prison, I was able to learn first aid. That's another story. Have a great day.
Don't get scared. Just get out there.
Absolutely. Perseverance. Remember, I've always got to have the last word.